Hello and welcome to Pravus Gaming. We're back with even more Playing King Evolved, cause why not? Today we're gonna do the Nano-Virus, as I promised last time. What do we want to do today? Well, we're gonna go with Catalytic Switch for the blue Cure Bubbles. I'm actually not positive if they work on this or not, so we'll find out. Genetic Mimic I think is an absolute must. Makes the plague harder to cure. I'll explain more of that in a little bit. We're gonna go with Aerocyte today to make me spread more by air and Extremophile, so I survive more in all environments. And Pathostasis, so my ability costs do not increase. The main downside being that it does make it easier to cure, so we have to be very careful with what we do with that. Alright, we're going to play on Brutal Mode, and I'm going to call this the iPod. Here we go. Where do I want to start today? None other than Saudi Arabia. Great air travel in Saudi Arabia. Alright, it's used to hot temperatures. That'll work in my advantage. So the Nano-Virus, let's get a little sit rep on how this works. Nano-Virus disease type, an artificial life form which escaped from the lab. Humans are broadcasting a kill code to cure you. Destroy them fast before they can shut you down. Notice that they've already started on the cure. So that's a bit of a problem. China apparently has decided to work on... Oh, of course it's China. China, with all your knockoff... oh my gosh, they're already up to 15%. I haven't even infected 3 people. Okay? That's, I think the world wasn't supposed to work on a cure quite yet. That was a little faster than I was expecting. Well, let's slow that down to 15%. Okay, so what I just did is the Nano-Virus has a couple of unique abilities. So the one I use is Code Fragment Interception, hack fragments of the cure broadcast and disrupt the signal, which slows the future broadcast. And Radical Elements Stabilized increases the time before the cure broadcast is effective. So they're both quite useful. I'm actually curious, if I refund this, let's grab that. Nope, it does push me back to, okay, that's what I thought. It does push me back to 33%. I wasn't sure if that was going to work or not. Okay. It was an experiment, just an experiment. Alright, so basically the entire game, right from the get-go, we are going to be fighting against the cure. So I'm going to grab Rash and Sweating right off the bat. I don't really care if they know about me because global research is already focused on the cure. So it's ultimately irrelevant. Totally irrelevant. Wow, we've infected less than 50 people and we're about a third of the way through the cure. That's quite unnerving, isn't it? Let's go ahead and set things back again with another round. That's 9 points, okay. Wait until that, there we go. Slow things down even more. Okay, that buys us just a bit of time to start working on our infectivity. So yeah, the Nano-Virus can be a bit tricky, just because since they find you so gosh darn early, like literally from day 1, you're racing the cure the entire game. You have no choice but to try and solve this as quickly as possible. Let's see, do I really want transmission? They found me already, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go ahead and grab Nausea for the infectivity of it. We're getting close to 40%. I really could start using some more points here. New program for poor countries, making them more resistant to the plague. No, that's not helpful. Let's grab Coughing as well. Experimental cure for the iPod is lethal. Experimental cure has been found to be lethal in humans. It will set back cure efforts. That's actually very fortunate. It only set it back 2% though, so maybe not that fortunate. Let's grab Vomiting as well. So I think with Vomiting and Coughing, I should get a combo, which will work to my advantage. We'll see if it gives the Projectile Vomit combo anytime soon here. Mostly, though, I need to start infecting more countries so that I can start developing drug resistance and then start slowing down the cure even more. So, for example, let's grab Drug 1 and Genetic Hardening 1. Should slow things down a little bit. We are starting to make headway in a few new countries, which is just fabulous. Pathostasis, it does make the disease easier to cure, but it might be my only saving grace because saving the points and ability costs gives me the chance of at least developing some resistance to the drug a little bit early. So we'll make use of that as best we can. Okay. Let's get the next round of Genetic Hardening. That only costs 6 points, and let's do a quick Genetic Reshuffle for 3 points. That'll only set me back down to 54%. Well, dang, it's not as good as I would have liked. Okay. We have only affected about 6 million people, and we're close to 60% of the cure. I think we're going to have to be aggressive with the cold resistance, and another genetic reshuffle to push things back down to 54% again. And then I'm going to have to start working on a bit more symptoms and to increase my transmission, because Lord knows I could use it right now. So let's see, what do we got? Well, insomnia does make them less productive, so that'll help. They found me in the disease. Well, somebody knew about me from the beginning. The government's already knew about me. Now the public is getting their hands on it. So let's grab paranoia, slow things down some more. Not by much, unfortunately, but it does happen. Good, we're hitting up New Zealand. We're getting around a little bit here, just a little bit. I don't want any fatality yet, but no, I'm starting to move toward all the fatal options here. Sneezing is pretty good. Very high infectivity from sneezing. I'm surprised that it actually is more infectious to sneeze than to cough, but that's apparently how the game works. Okay. Saudi Arabia is shutting down their airports. That's fine. Look at those. Look at all those red dots. We already spread to pretty much every location that Saudi Arabia can fly to, which is quite a few, by the way. So it's one of the good things about Saudi Arabia. Very active airports. Okay. We want another genetic reshuffle. Or do we want to save up for drug resistance 2? I think we're going to save up for drug resistance number 2, which we are now at. Good. That should help me in the wealthier countries. I already have double cold resistance, so I'm about as effective as I'm gonna get in some of these colder areas. Alright, Korea. Okay, London Olympics are back on. One thing I'm noticing is there have been no blue cure planes yet, which is upsetting. Okay, I can get drug immunity, increasing infectivity in the wealthy countries specifically. Let's grab that. Very useful. It's basically like drug resistance level 3, but it doesn't just resist the drugs, it actually is making me more infective altogether, which is pretty awesome. Pretty darn awesome. I'm going to use that to my advantage. There's a projectile vomiting. Come on, this should have happened a long time ago. Good grief. I got those like years ago. Alright. What else can we get? Well, skin lesions is very infective. We can get cysts as well. There we go. Notice I'm really not going for pretty much anything when it comes to transmission. That's because I'm focusing almost strictly on my infectivity through symptoms, because I'm going to need to start working on lethality at some point. I want to be poised for that. Let's grab abscesses. And do I want hypersensitivity? No. Let's grab anemia and hemophilia. Alright, I'm about as effective as I can get before I start hitting lethality. Let's grab water 1 and 2. Why? Because I'm going to need boats to start heading to places like Greenland. Okay, now the blue bubbles are coming up. That was a little bit later than I expected, but it's okay, because it's still free of DNA. What countries have I not hit? Greenland is the only one I'm worried about. Okay. There we go. There's Greenland. Okay. We're going to start spreading like mad now. Now is the time. Is it the time? That's the question, isn't it? Let's grab seizures and insanity. Significantly harder to cure. Yes, my lethality is up a little bit. It's okay, though. I don't think it's going to go high enough to slow my infectivity at all. It should slow the cure efforts quite a bit. Systematic infection has developed for free. Well, that's very convenient now, isn't it? Okay, here's one thing we can do. Let's see, am I in every country? All but Morocco, interestingly enough. Morocco, why are you holding out on me, bro? Come on. It's not that bad. It's not that bad at all, is it? Maybe I'm gonna grab bugs 1 and 2 to increase in hot areas. Look for those blue bubbles. There we go. I want to hit up Morocco here. Not sure I have the option, though. Pulmonary fibrosis developed. It's because Morocco has closed land borders. I'm going to have to get birds 1 and 2, and maybe air 1, and hope that that starts making an impact. There we go. We did hit Morocco. I needed those birds to fly over those closed land borders and get us infected. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make use of our ability, Replication Factory Overload. It overloads the virus replicators for several weeks to boost infectivity. Overload damages replicators and slightly reduces infectivity in the long run. No problem. Why? Well, because now that I'm in every country, I want my infectivity to go way over the top. And then it won't matter. Then it won't matter if my infectivity is low because I'll have already infected everybody. Right? Right. Replicator overload is finished. Okay, well that was a lot sooner than I would have liked, but we're hitting critical mass in Morocco. I'm going to grab the broadcast interceptor overload. It makes me immune to the cure for a while. And then there is a kill switch stasis. Partial hack of the kill switch code reduces future broadcast effectiveness. Let's grab that. I'm going to be virtually immune to the cure for a while. See, that just dropped it down 20%. Pretty awesome. No healthy people? Time for lethality. Let's grab necrosis. I'm going to save up a few points to grab hemorrhagic shock, or it's total organ failure. It's a 6-point difference. I might grab total organ failure instead next time. So let's just kill a few people for a while and then see how we're feeling after that. Well, these blue bubbles, fortunately, are going to help me along. There we go. That's one of the things I love about the cure bubbles. It does actually give you a good amount of points, even in the late game. So you may think you're running out of steam once everybody's infected, but you're still getting a good number of points, which is really awesome. Bam, bam, and let's grab hemorrhagic shock. Our lethality is now quite high, and that should easily deal with the world. 83% cure, no problem, we can handle that. And at this point, the game's pretty much over. Let's grab internal hemorrhaging just for a kick while they're down. The human race can suck it. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, that's pretty much the Nano-Virus. If you're able to handle the cure and kind of not crack under the pressure from the early on portion of the game, you're actually going to be just fine. And I do not recommend really focusing much on transmission at this point. It's almost always symptoms. Symptoms, symptoms, symptoms. Those should be your method of transmission, simply because there is no reason to try and pretend that you are, well, non-existent. There's no reason to go for a stealth victory. You don't need to play the parasite. They know about you right off the bat, so you might as well use that to your advantage. Save the points on transmission. Go for all those symptoms. Grab coughing, sneezing, grab cysts, grab rashes, grab vomit, anything you want. And it tends to work pretty well in your favor. So I got a 4-star victory there on Brutal. That's actually pretty good, all things considered. I'm pretty sure that when they calculate the score for the Nano-Virus, the cure progress makes less of an impact because they kind of expect you to have a high cure progress. I don't think it's possible to go for a low one there. So, but yeah, that's my strategy when it comes to the Nano-Virus. Now you might consider switching out your extra DNA. Maybe you don't want the blue cure bubbles. I personally like that. I have almost every single game I've ever played, but you could try going for orange. Or red, I suppose. I'm actually not sure which, on average, comes out to be more effective. I actually have no idea. But if anyone knows the math on that, by all means, let me know in the comments section. That would be useful. Alright, 723 days, and kablam. World is dead. Very satisfying. The Nano-Virus is quite a fun plague. I'm enjoying this one a lot. Alright, so I've got almost everything on Brutal difficulty. Just Virus and Necro-Virus to go. Well, if there are any of these that seem to interest you that I haven't done yet as a video that you'd like to see me do a walkthrough on, by all means, please leave a comment in the section below, and also be sure to hit that like button. It only takes half a second, but it does go a long way for a small channel like mine. And in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Pravus with Pravus Gaming, and I will see you guys next time.